Imagine walking into a place where the air is thick with an eerie silence, and every corner whispers tales of the unknown. This is the tale of an imposing edifice, a haunted hospital, that stands tall amidst the city's hustle and bustle. Its towering structure, weathered by time, tells a story of abandonment and decay, silently challenging the urban sprawl around it. In the heart of the city, where life pulsates with energy, this hospital stands as a stark contrast. It's a relic of a bygone era, seemingly untouched by the city's relentless march into the future. It's a place where the past and the present collide, creating an unsettling atmosphere that sends shivers down the spine. Rumors about this haunted hospital have been swirling around the city for years. Tales of strange happenings, inexplicable occurrences, and eerie sounds have become part and parcel of the local lore. Some speak of lights flickering in the dead of night when there's no source of power. Others tell stories of chilling cries echoing through the empty corridors, resonating with an ethereal quality that defies logic. Amidst these tales of the supernatural, our protagonist first stumbled upon the haunted hospital. It was an ordinary day, nothing out of the ordinary. The sun was shining brightly, and the city was alive with the usual cacophony of sounds. But as they approached the hospital's iron gates, a sense of unease crept up on them. The normalcy of the day did little to dispel the eerie aura that seemed to radiate from the hospital's imposing structure. Stepping into the hospital grounds, they felt a strange sensation, as if they had crossed into a different realm. The air was heavy, the silence was deafening, and the sense of foreboding was palpable. They could feel the weight of countless untold stories pressing down on them, each one more chilling than the last. Little did our protagonist know this was only the beginning of a chilling journey. Sometimes curiosity can lead us into the darkest corners of reality. Hasn't it always been said that curiosity killed the cat? Well, our protagonist was no cat, but a brave soul daring to venture where many wouldn't dare. The first exploration of the hospital was a journey into the heart of darkness itself. Picture this, a place once teeming with life, now a desolate shell of its former self. But it wasn't just any life. This was a place of healing, where lives were saved, and sadly, where many slipped away. Now, a haunting silence filled its corridors. Each footstep echoed back, as if the very walls were whispering back the tales of those who once walked there. The quietness was unsettling, not the peaceful kind, but a silence that screamed volumes. As our protagonist ventured deeper, the remnants of the hospital's past came to light. Abandoned wheelchairs, forgotten medical records, and discarded syringes painted a vivid picture of what once was. A single faded photograph of a smiling nurse caught the eye. It was a stark contrast to the eerie, dilapidated surroundings. It was as if the artifacts left behind were stuck in a time warp, a stark reminder of a past that was no more. And then the sudden chill. You know the one. The kind that starts at the base of your spine and slithers its way up, making your hairs stand on end. It wasn't just the cold, it was a presence. An energy that seemed to permeate the air, forcing our protagonist to beat a hasty retreat. The first encounter was brief, but it was enough. It was an experience that defied logic, a chilling encounter that was both fascinating and terrifying. It left our protagonist with more questions than answers, sparking a curiosity that would only grow stronger. An encounter that left more questions than answers, sparking an insatiable curiosity. There's a strange allure to the unknown, an irresistible pull that brings us face to face with our deepest fears. As the sun sank below the horizon, our protagonists found themselves once again standing before the imposing edifice of the haunted hospital. A shiver of anticipation, mixed with a dash of dread, trickled down their spine. The looming structure, bathed in the eerie glow of twilight, seemed almost alive, whispering tales of the past through its creaky, skeletal frame. The decision to return was not an easy one. The memories of their first encounter were still fresh, their pulse quickening at the mere thought. But the thirst for truth, the yearning to strip away the layers of mystery shrouding the hospital was far too potent to ignore. Stepping over the threshold, they were greeted by a familiar chill, a cold breath of forgotten times that seemed to permeate every inch of the abandoned building. The silence was deafening, amplifying the faintest of sounds. A distant echo, a sudden rustle, the soft scuttle of unseen creatures. It was as if the hospital was holding its breath, watching the intruder with unseen eyes. As they ventured deeper, the shadows grew longer, dancing and twisting into grotesque shapes on the peeling walls. An unexplained draft caused an old rusted gurney to creak, its sound echoing through the desolate corridors. Their heart pounded in their chest, each beat echoing the rhythm of their mounting fear. And then, there was the inexplicable sense of being watched. The prickling sensation at the back of their neck, the cold tendrils of dread wrapping around their heart. The feeling of unseen eyes following their every move, observing from the darkness. It was as if the hospital itself was alive, its spectral inhabitants curious about the living trespasser. The deeper they delved, the stronger these sensations became, the boundary between reality and the supernatural blurring. Every room, every corridor, every shadowed corner held a new mystery, a new fear to face. Each step taken was a step into a chilling mystery, a dance with the supernatural. Every place has a story to tell, some darker than others. As we delve deeper into the past of this forsaken hospital, the truth begins to seep through the cracks of time. It's a tale not for the faint of heart, a narrative of despair and torment that taints the very walls of this once revered institution. The hospital, which was once a beacon of hope and healing, was marred by a sinister underbelly. Unethical practices were carried out under the guise of medical advancement. Patients, already tormented by their ailments, were subjected to experimental treatments without their consent. Their pleas for mercy were drowned out by the sterile, cold indifference of those who were meant to heal them. But the suffering of the patients was not the only dark secret this hospital harbored. The staff, those who carried out these heinous acts, met an equally eerie fate. One by one, they began to disappear, leaving behind no trace, no explanation. It was as if they were swallowed by the very shadows they cast upon this house of healing. The once bustling corridors turned into silent passageways, the laughter and chatter replaced by an oppressive silence. The hospital, once filled with life, now stood empty, a haunting reminder of the atrocities committed within its walls. The local townsfolk speak in hushed whispers, tales of ghostly apparitions and eerie sounds that echo through the deserted halls. The once revered hospital has now turned into a chilling monument of its dark past. This is not just a building. It's a testament to the human capacity for cruelty hidden behind the facade of progress and healing. It serves as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected of places, turning a sanctuary into a prison, a haven into a hell. The hospital's story is a chilling tale that whispers through the ages, a haunting symphony of despair and torment. It's a grim tale that turned a house of healing into a dwelling of despair. In the face of the unknown, the truth can either set you free or bind you forever. Our protagonist, with a brimming heart of courage, made one final visit to the haunting labyrinth of the abandoned hospital. The moonlight cast long, menacing shadows that danced on the decaying walls, yet the resolve was unshaken. As the echoes of the past grew louder, the air turned colder. The hospital's chilling past was no longer a whisper in the wind, but a deafening roar. The protagonist, armed with nothing but a flickering flashlight and a determination to confront the unseen, found themselves standing before the chilling epicenter of the hospital's haunting past. The encounters that followed were bone-chilling. The protagonist could feel the presence of unseen entities, each carrying a tale of sorrow and despair. The corridors echoed with the cries of the past, the rooms filled with the frosty touch of the unseen. It was as if each brick of the hospital carried the imprint of the horrors it had witnessed. Yet, in the face of these chilling encounters, the protagonist held their ground, refusing to allow fear to cloud their judgment. They knew they were walking on the thin line between the living and the dead, but the desire to unearth the truth was far greater than the fear of the unknown. The decision to never return was not one of fear, but of respect. Respect for the souls that were trapped in an eternal cycle of sorrow. Respect for the haunting past that had chained them to the hospital. The protagonist understood that some stories are better left untold, some truths better left undiscovered. In the end, the protagonist left the hospital, carrying with them a chilling tale of courage and respect. A tale that serves as a chilling reminder of the thin line between curiosity and fear, between the living and the dead.